Welcome back to another episode of Hawksy Fishing. I'm out here in Japan chasing some bass today, and first up we've got to give a bit of a shout out to Darren from In-Depth Angling. He let me borrow this Daiwa travel rod. It's a TD Black. Without this I probably wouldn't be able to fish here today. Plan is to work my way around and try and get onto some bass, and there'll probably be a heap of footage from tackle stores at the back of this. If not, there'll be another video with that in it, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Alright, let's get stuck into it. Super shallow there. What was that? There's something feeding really shallow and I've got no idea what it was. Yeah, hit bottom. It's not super shallow here, but it's a bit shallower than I would have liked. Oh! I just had a very brief hookup. That brings an end to the fishing segment of this video. Managed to very briefly hook a bass, got a little head shake out of it when I lifted up, and that was it. And I've run out of light here now. Still going to show you the inside of as many tackle stores as I can. Filming in them is a little bit tricky, but I've managed to get a little bit of footage so far, and the range they have is absolutely insane. It's just ridiculous how much stuff they have in there. Anyway, that's going to be coming up now. If you've enjoyed this so far, make sure you like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. show you all the cool stuff that I bought while I was over there. Gonna start out with the lures. First thing I'm gonna run through is the second-hand lures I bought. There's a big second-hand market in Japan, and I tried to make the most of it. So, grabbed a few diving hard bodies. So we've got these OSP power dunks here. Bigger profile, deeper running lure for bass and yellow belly in the snags. A jackal, I think it's a soul shad. I'm not 100% sure. I only know it's a jackal because of this ring on the front. The second-hand lures come in essentially Ziploc bags, so you can't tell what they are from the packaging. Then we've got a few surface lures. Little OSP co-buzzing crank here. Nice fat profile. Got a little bit of a rattle to it, but I'm really hoping it just pushes out a big wake and that these little fins it's got on the side here add to that. Another OSP lure here with a overreel. Nice and finesse little wake bait here. Jointed back end there and this little bit of fluff on the sides that actually really adds to the action. Imakatsu Alive Chatters. These guys here, standard hard body sort of body to them, nice and heavy in the front of them to get them down, but they got these blades on the front to give them that nice big flash vibration and a bit of thump through the water. And finally, a few surface lures. Got Timco Trick Trout Cicada, really nice colour, nice and visible on the top, black on the bottom, gives that nice silhouette. D-Style Reserve, these guys here, pencil shape, but you got those big wings on them there, so they're a big crawler. And then finally, it wouldn't be a trip to Japan without picking up a few bent minnows. So I've got 106mm here that I'm looking to give a run in some of the lakes out in Gippsland for flatties and that sort of thing, and 86mm here with a lot of flash to it, which will be getting a run on the trout. Next up, we'll go swim baits. Starting off, this one here was actually second hand, but it didn't really suit the rest of them. It's a Jackal Gigantero, 200mm swim bait. Really cool colour there, bright orange belly, yellow back, and a little bit translucent, if I can get the angle right for the camera. Then everything else is on the smaller side of things. So I've got these Biovex joint baits. Got 3 of them in a range of different colours there. Biovex Joint Gill. This guy's a slow sinking 90mm sort of bluegill pattern swim bait. Going to be running him on the bass and yellow belly. Couple of Timco Lonesome Drifters. 100mm. I'm guessing they're going to be more of a sort of glide bait based on them. And then one of the new Gangcraft Jointed Claw 70mm. These guys are a sweet looking little bait. I've seen a few guys catching brim on them already, and I'm going to be giving them a crack on the brim as soon as I can. On to surface lures. This is arguably my favourite way to fish, and how many lures I bought does reflect that. So I've got 3 of the D-Style Reserve in the 48mm size that's just come out. I haven't seen these in Australia yet, but they should absolutely slay. 1 in 70mm with a bright yellow head there, which is just the most bassy looking colour I've seen for top water. A Jackal Hamakuru. These guys here are one of my favourite lures. They've been discontinued. It's a 75mm version of a Mikey, essentially. A 3-piece jointed wake bait, and it's got an awesome action and the bass will love it. A Duo Realis Pencil 65. Got some of the bigger ones. These guys came out recently and I thought it would be killer on brim and bass. Now onto something I've never seen before, it just looked cool. It's a HMKL Wake Jordan. It's, how long is it? 60mm wake bait, pencil shape, similar to an overreel, but it's not jointed, so I'm not sure what the action's going to do on it, but it should definitely catch me some fish. Some Jackal Handpleys. Again, very similar to an overreel, pencil shaped wake bait. These guys have actually got a soft tail though. You can see they've actually got a spare tail in the back there, so
Really keen to give these a run, see what the action's like. More wake baits, this time Jackal Micro Tappies in a couple of colours we don't get here, and one colour I really struggle to find here. Just trying out new things. That bent minnow I mentioned before. Also grabbed some chatterbaits while I was over there. Daiwa cover chatters. These guys are new on the market, just like a regular chatterbait, but they've got this little wire guard here for running through brush and some heavier timber. Really wanted these for some EPs. I've got a few rivers I'm very keen to give them a run on. Some Jackal Derra Breaks. These guys are a really small finesse style chatterbait. Just wanted something that's got that flash, that vibration, but it's not quite as loud and as big as some of the bigger chatterbaits I'm running here. Should be good on EPs and bass. I'm gonna give them a run on the brim as well and see how that goes. Never tried it before, but I reckon brim would be all over them. And a Jackal Break Blade, which will actually be getting a run tomorrow when I fish for Yellow Belly with Mark Whitford. We have jigs. I bought a lot of jigs. I'm not going to show you them all. Most of them are Pros Factory jigs in a 1/4 ounce, 3/8 of an ounce, or 1/2 ounce. Got one here that I rigged up. I was actually fishing this while I was over there. Football head. I chucked a big plastic on the back of it, just trying to give it a bit more bulk to get those bass fired up. And then the other thing I grabbed was these OSP 01s. These are quite a large jig, very heavy. Gonna try and find some big creature baits to put on these and give them a run on the cod. I reckon they're gonna absolutely love them. Yeah, I've got absolutely stacks of jigs here. I'm not going to show you them all. Range of colours, weights, sizes, and a few different styles of head. So you got your football heads with the round shaped head on them. Then there's some where it's what they call a hybrid head from Pros Factory, which is a really skinny head for pulling through timber. And then the final shape is this one here, where it's sort of a cross between the two of them. You can see there it's got a pointy front, but it's still got a fairly flared out back. Does a bit of everything, which is the main type I like to use at the moment because I'm not too specialised with my jig fishing. Grabbed just a couple of little trout lures while I was over there. I've got this baby little spoon here, 1.8 grams. Really nice colour. From what I can find, it's actually a limited edition colour, which is super cool to have. Got a Jackson trout tune. These guys here are a sinking hard body in, this one's a brook trout pattern, just a standard sort of trout lure. This guy is a Tackle House Elfin. Little wake bait from what I can work out. Got a single hook on it. I think it might be barbless as well. This guy here will be a bit of fun on the streams. I've been playing around with fish and surface in them and they seem to love it. And a Daiwa Presso Wabble. I thought this was a surface wake bait, but I accidentally grabbed one of the RC models, which means it's actually a sinking hard body. And the idea is you sink it down to the depth you want it to run at, and then retrieve it, and it'll stay at that depth because it's got that flat wake bait bib. I'll try and high stick it and get it running on the surface, but if not, it should run fairly shallow if I start retrieving straight away. There's still more hard bodies to go. This one's just sort of an assortment of stuff that didn't fit into the other main categories I bought. So I've got Jackal TN. I actually bought this guy to replace one that I lost over there when I was fishing. A couple of Norrie's Metal Wasabi spoons. These guys here are getting used a lot, either casting for trout in winter down in Victoria or jigging them for bass as well. So I thought I'd add a couple of them to the arsenal. A Daiwa Shad. I just really loved the shape and finish on these guys, so I grabbed one in one of the shops I was in. And the last one is a little bit different. It is a Smith Mebapen Solid. Meant for fishing for mebaroo, from what I can gather, which are small little rockfish. I'm really hoping it has an action similar to those stick minnows I've been running on the brim with Dylan. Oz Tackle have gone out of business, can't get them anymore. Temco's are discontinued, and we're really struggling to find anything that has that same profile and action. So if you know anything, let me know below. but I'm hoping these Smiths will get the job done for us. Final part of the lure run through is plastics. Got some little divers here that we don't see in Australia. Really slim profile with a tiny little tail on them. Some jackal curltail worms, some bigger versions of gulp turtlebacks essentially, but made of actual plastic, which should absolutely slay the snapper. And then the last few packs are Kitex. So you got some easy shiners, swing impacts, and then some bigger swing impacts to give a run on the mulloway. Alright, that wraps up all the lures I bought.
Now on to some of the reels I picked up when I was in Japan. Gonna go through them smallest to largest. So the smallest one that I picked up over there was this little Presso Limited 2017 model 2025C, which stands for compact. Very small little reel, only took 100 meters of P.6 braid, but it is absolutely beautiful to use. The next biggest reel is this Exist here, 2015 model, 2003 size. Absolutely beautiful to use. I've actually already put a couple of brim on the board with this guy, and it was awesome to fish with. The next biggest reel is this 2004 Luvius, 2000 size body, shallow spool. This one is the high gear ratio model, so good for moving lures a bit quicker or picking up that slack line. This one I'm going to be giving a crack on the trout tomorrow, which I'm pretty keen to give it a run. Next off the bat, we have a 2016 Certate. These are an incredible looking reel. I absolutely love the colouring on the spool and the scores that they've put on these. Another 2004 size. This one is the lower gear ratio, so it's predominantly going to get used for things like cranking or anything where I really want to move lures slowly. 500 size bodies. This one here is a 2506 Luvius, 2012 model again. I absolutely love that particular model. The 2017's quite nice, but these 2012s are just something pretty special to me. This one here has got some slightly thicker braid on it for slightly heavier use, but it's still going to get a run predominantly on my lighter outfits with brim, just in places where I need to sort of crank them out of structure a bit more. Finally, something a real bit different, we have an Emeraldus Air. This one's a 2508. It's got the double handle there, which is really cool, and is one of the absolutely best looking reels that I've ever come across. This guy here, main use is going to be squid. It is designed for that, but that's not going to stop me using it from other things. As you probably saw, I've got a trout reel in there that's most likely going to get used on the brim and other light estuary uses. Really keen to give this one a fish. Think I'm going to have to make an excuse to go for squid pretty soon just to give it a bit of a spin. Anyway, that is all the stuff that I bought in Japan, a little tour of some of the shops there, and a quick little snippet of some of the fishing that I did. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a comment below. Let me know what you enjoyed most of it. Was it the gear I bought, seeing some of the stores over there, or that little bit of fishing and me trying to work out how to fish in winter in Japan? And make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you next time.